So I have a couple of different posts that I'm going to put in this one video. So this first one is from the Fence Sitter subreddit. She says, anyone else put off of having kids because it's inherently unfair to women. She says, I'm a 29-year-old woman right on the fence between wanting to have kids and wanting to be child free. And I've noticed one line of thinking I keep coming back to is the fact that as a woman, I'll be pretty much guaranteed to have the short end of the stick in any parenting endeavor. It's not only the biological stuff, like my body never being the same or the hit to my career after taking time off work. It's the social stuff. A lot of my friends are having kids now, and when people visit them, all they talk about is the baby, like the mom, their friend, doesn't exist. They post pictures of themselves with the newborn and put in parentheses in the caption, oh, and it was great to see you too, insert mom's name, as if their friend didn't just go through a massive medical event. Even with the happier couples I know, it seems like the majority of the work falls on the mother. That, plus the higher likelihood of violence towards women during pregnancy, to doctors who don't respect you, to people who now only see you as child's mom, to the higher rate of maternal mortality in the US, especially if you're a Black woman, to the disgusting husband stitch comments, to the fact that the realities of childbirth are kept from women because it might dissuade them. It just seems like if I want to be respected as my own person, I shouldn't be a mother. Maybe I'm being cynical. What do you guys think? This woman is absolutely right. A lot of women get erased once they become a mom. A lot of women get completely enmeshed once they become a wife. And we have got to get out of this erasing the moms. We are still whole and human and deserving of our friendships, to keep our lives, to remain individuals. But too many women purposely erase themselves, but everybody else erases moms as well. And we got to get out of that. But I don't think that we will be getting out of it anytime soon. But if we keep talking about it, if we keep saying things like, don't lose yourself, and, stuff like this, where this woman is talking about the friends erasing the mom, maybe we'll bring the moms back into society, into this world, because we shouldn't have to say these types of things. We shouldn't have to say, hey, I'm still here. We shouldn't have to do this, but that's where we are in this world. Let's do a few of the comments. Laura Gravy says, I'd be a lot more likely to have kids if I could be a dad. Correct Challenge says, literally just said this to my best friend yesterday. Boo Bear Mama says, oh my God, the same. If I could be a dad, I would have had kids a long time ago. Dumbed Down Dinosaur says, 29-year-old woman here, and I fully agree. I sometimes fantasize about being a mom, but then I realize that not only will I be the main provider, but I would also have to undertake most of the child workload. On top of that, I would permanently change my body after I invested so much in caring for my health. It just turns me off completely from wanting a child. Harina says, 27-year-old woman here, I share the same sentiment. I think I would really like to be a father, but I am very heavily leaning towards child-free due to being a woman. I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to give birth. I don't want to breastfeed. I don't want to take the career hit. I don't want to lose my body and myself. I don't want to risk potential mental health issues or permanent damage from pregnancy and childbirth. I don't want to be seen as just a mother. I don't want to put my marriage at risk for it. My mother always has said that a woman should only have as many kids as she can raise alone. And while I understand the reason behind it, I really hate it as it perfectly captures the reality. And while I think it would be amazing to see a little one grow and guide them into life, and damn, my husband definitely is the type of person we would need more of in the world. I don't think it'll happen because it all seems too unfair towards me, and I am too selfish. And along it all, I feel really guilty over these feelings because there is a strong societary expectation for me to want to have a child and soon. And I just don't. I've ran out of friends because they all are having children and are occupied with with their little ones. Totally valid. But it makes me feel so lonely. And it makes me feel like I'm drawing the shorter end of the stick no matter which side of the fence I'm landing. And it's just sad and frustrating. Now, what I want y'all to see is these are women in their 20s saying this. So if women in their late 20s are saying this, imagine, and they're saying it out loud and in perfect society, they're saying it right now. This is really going to impact the birth. Okay, now this comes from the Gen Z subreddit. She says, why are people so dismissive of younger women being scared of the sacrifice that comes with marriage and kids? So she says, I've been seeing more and more of older people basically telling women to just have kids, saying stuff like, your career won't matter, but kids do. Brother, maybe I like my career. Maybe I have hopes and dreams. Why would I give that up for a kid? Not to mention, what if I end up unhappy in my marriage? Now you got people in my ear telling me to stay for the kids. And if I do leave, I'm expected to want majority custody, or else I'm a terrible mother. Also, your body is almost always cooked. It seems so exhausting being a mother with practically no reward. And I feel like the older peeps will hear these issues and just tell you to have kids. Like, why do they do that? I don't know why they do that. Because they really need to come into the reality world. And older women like myself, I'm 43, I'm telling y'all that these men don't deserve women. They don't deserve children. They are using these children to anchor women down and get a wife appliance. And we need to break out of that mold until such time as the sacrifice that women make is matched by the men, meaning they get some of the hit financially, they get some of the hit time wise, energy wise, resource wise, because women, as of right now, we're taking the majority of the hits. And at this particular juncture, I think we should keep telling the younger people what is going on. And older folks, older than me, need to stop hammering away at these younger people, trying to make the women do these things. We women, the younger ladies, y'all should not have to make this sacrifice all by yourself until the men see their portion and are on board with taking some of these hits that women have just been pushed into taking. Okay, so Rose Daphne says, going to be honest, I think the whole idea that women naturally want kids is a myth. For most of history, it wasn't like women really had a choice between having kids or not having kids. So, what did they do? Shout about how motherhood is great. Motherhood is wonderful. Kids are the most important. It's copium. I think most mothers kind of resent that they're moms, considering the drug usage among moms during the 50s, which everyone loves pointing back to. Oh, and pregnant women get cavities like nothing else, so you'd be left with a body you hate, a kid that you resent, and your teeth are rotting out. Then the dad's basically doing nothing to help raise them. Look up the 4B movement, might interest you. Basically, young people are saying the same thing. Rose Daphne was born in 2000, so she is a young 20 something saying this. The world better get it together because young women are opting out. And then I was just tagged on this tweet. This man named Don Orca posted this with this nanny watching this little boy. And he says, going to be 100% honest. If you put a nanny like this in my home, eventually most men are going to make a mistake, especially if she's the one cooking, cleaning, and taking care of my children while the wifey is out being a girl boss in an office. So if you are a working woman having a child and have the nerve to need to hire a nanny, this could be the type of person that you end up with. And women need to be prepared for the fact that you can make all of this sacrifice and this man could do something like this. He goes on to say, don't do this if you care about your marriage. A maid or nanny has to give grandma energy. The only way this won't be a problem if your husband has no X drive or is a literal saint. He says, lots of people are angry about the word mistake. I'm using it as a euphemism for banging your maid. I was trying not to be vulgar, not deflect culpability from adultery. So Veronica, who tagged me in this, she says, because as BurbNBougie says, what these types of men want is not a companion. They are looking for a wife appliance that they can sometimes F. And in this case, Don wants just something that he can F. And women need to be aware of this, that their loyalty extends as far as their feelings. They don't really care about you. And they are telling us this on social media. They are making it very, very plain. And so I'm showing their words so you can know and understand that it doesn't really matter about the sacrifice that you're making as a mother, that you're pouring your all into this, that you're still doing what you can at work, so you make sure that you have finances coming in. All of that doesn't matter because a man can just simply say, you weren't around, I'm going to screw this other woman. So keep that in mind as well when you are deciding, do I want to have kids? Do I not want to have kids? Do I want to be a wife appliance? Do I not want to be a wife appliance? And make sure that the decisions that you are making are of your own free will and not because people are pressuring you and society is pressuring you. All right, join the conversation. Let me know what you think about all this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.